Hi guys, how we doing? And welcome back to another Three Emmers podcast. As always, I'm joined by Luke and Lee. How we doing, lads?
Good
Hello,
guys, nice to see you
good to be on
again.
screen this week.
Yes.
Yeah, Lee is on camera.
Hopefully, all our little video glitches have been sorted out this week, and fingers crossed we'll be plain sailing. We'll see. So, lads, busy weekend with the Everton game. What are your thoughts, Lee? You were there.
Yep, another great comeback. Forget how many we've had this season, but for a place we haven't won in a long, long time, really good to come back from 2-0 down. I thought that oddly, with 12 minutes to go and we scored, I really thought we could win it, and I said that out loud. I said I think we could win this, and in previous years never would have had a chance. But
I definitely was believing. As soon as the penalty got saved, my brain just went, "Do you know what? We can get something. We can get something." We still look full of energy, and they were starting to tire in. With the 10 men, obviously they made it hard, didn't they, for a long time? They tired. They definitely tired.
Yeah, that was obviously the catalyst. Obviously, the penalty miss or the penalty save,
And the save straight after the penalty.
Yeah, you could tell it lifted the crowd, it lifted everyone, and it dropped the Everton fans. I think they knew as well then that oh, here we go. They could get something from this.
It's like I said in my review with Carroll. When Carroll come on, he didn't do amazing, but he occupied the defence enough to allow Sacco to do what he wants to do.
he caused absolute mayhem.
Yeah,
when he came on.
He did.
And with someone like Jagielka, who I think is a brilliant defender, actually, he had an easy ride for 80 minutes, 75 minutes.
With Payet as well, not his best game, but again, goal and assist.
Yeah, I thought actually Lanzini stepped up. I thought he had a really good game.
Antonio.
I thought Oxford, a bit of fault for the goal, maybe it would come with experience, but
with Oxford,
he did all right, I think,
you're
in the first
playing
half.
against one of the biggest, strongest, powerful men in the Premier League. Like, that's like, it is men against boy. That really was.
Yeah. I was looking back at the footage of when Everton beat us towards the end of last season, and Lukaku did the same thing to Burke.
Just twist.
Just bullied him. He scored twice. Just absolutely bullied him.
We did miss Ginge, I think, a little bit. Just to bully.
Yeah, against someone like Lukaku, I think Ginge would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Other very noticeable thing is that once again this season, Bilic's subs very good. Changed the game. Went down to 10 men, threw caution to the wind at half time, bringing on Carroll. They worked a treat, well. And of course Sacco came on, and great to see him get back on the score sheet. I think if he stays fit between now and the end of the season, it'll be a big factor to us finishing or winning, whatever.
It really is. Who knows? And doesn't it? Like, who knows where we can finish if we can keep everyone fit now towards the end? It was a great game. Probably one of the best comebacks of recent times, really, isn't it?
Hard to believe it's been 16 years since that Bradford game, and in fact that we hadn't won a game from 2-0 down in that long. I mean, it's poor, actually, you have to say.
Well, you say it's poor, but I mean, is it really? I mean, I don't think there's that many teams that can come back from and win from 2 goals down.
Yeah, to actually win. It'd be interesting to see the stat of draws for us from 2-0 down. Yeah.
Yeah, but
you think like the West Brom game, was it when we was 3-0 down and we drew that 3-3? But that's another one. We scored 3 goals and got a 3-3 out of that.
Yeah, I mean, just as I said last week, just long may it continue playing so well and pushing right hard for that top 4 now.
And it really is believable now. We've got to start believing it now. Especially if we go and beat Chelsea in 2 weeks' time. We are flying, absolutely flying.
We're going to have a big say, actually, because we've beaten Tottenham, obviously, last week. We've got to play Leicester, we've got to play Chelsea, we've got to play Arsenal.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a big say in our own destiny.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and United, of course. Sorry,
and United as well. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be very confident in saying that we'll see European football next year.
Yeah, I think.
Not necessarily Champions League, but I think we'll, with the extra place as well for the Europa League, I think I'd be very confident that we'll at least be in Europe next year.
I'm not sure what it is, but what is the gap between 6th and 7th in regards to where we are?
6 points.
Yeah, 6 points. So we should see European football at West Ham this next season. It's what level, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? though, Champions League would be an absolute. It'd be an absolute dream.
Obviously, that was one of our topics that we was going to put in this week is top 4 Champions League. Top 4 or FA Cup. Sorry.
So the immediate question that springs to mind is: are we ready for it, and does it matter?
No, we're not ready for it. Does it matter? No. Who cares? No. Well, I guess actually it depends, because as long as they take it semi-seriously, not like the Europa League this year.
You can't give it as your divine right, like, oh, because we've got in it this year, we're definitely going to get in it next year. Like Leeds, like, really all Champions League is about for the teams that don't win it is a money spinner. You're not going to win it. We're not going to go there and win it.
Obviously, of course not.
Yeah.
And mark my words, the league won't be as weak as it has been this season next year. Chelsea will spend in the summer if they get a new manager in.
It's that cash injection you get just from being in it will make such a difference. And as well to the players that we can attract with Champions League football will make such a difference.
Attract and keep. You know, Lanzini, we don't know if he's tied down yet. They haven't announced anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumours about Ogbono, actually. Man City, Man United, I've read as well.
I can't see him
going, but obviously the rumours are there, aren't they?
I mean, we're not a selling club. I think Modi Army was the first player in ages that we've actually sold for any sort of cash. The Dave certainly don't sell.
But for me, I would go all out FA Cup now. And then if the league form does tail off, so be it. I would like us to carry on in the league nicely, but for me, that bit of silverware will just top off, leaving Upton Park with a bang.
What do you think, Lee?
I agree. I think we should go 100% for it. Saying that, I think Randolph should keep his place. It's the only thing 100%. That I'd say slightly differently. We'll come into United in a bit, but if it's a shame Arsenal got through yesterday, because I think actually if they would have gone out, we would have been up there as favourites. I think for the tournament. But we've proven this year that we can beat anyone on our day, so bring them on.
I kind of think, I think the opposite. I think I would rather see us push now. Now it's realistic. I'd rather see us push for top 4. Because
I suppose what they could do now, it depends on the result on Saturday, doesn't it? Because if we win that Saturday and we're in the semi-final, you want to win then, don't you? Like, that's it. And it's like, okay, one game away, we're in the final. And I don't know what. For me, I don't know. Up top 4, love it.
For me, my reasoning is exactly what we were just saying. You know, like I think getting into the Champions League would do so much more for the club. Yeah, obviously it'd be fantastic as a fan to win a cup, to win the FA Cup. It'd be incredible. Obviously, it hasn't happened in our lifetime. It would be unbelievable. But let's be honest, there's a chance to win the FA Cup every year. There's a chance to get in the Champions League.
Is this
that don't come around every day?
With Leicester,
you know what I mean?
With Leicester winning the league, I know we keep them Leicester every week on the podcast.
Yeah. It's like
this is their one chance. If they don't take it, it's never happening again.
And I feel the same for us with the Champions League. Yeah, if we do manage to get in the Champions League, and then we can attract the bigger players, we do get a big cash coming in from the Champions League. We do get to keep our big players. Then we can push for the FA Cup again next year. Do you know what I mean?
I'd think that minus right back, we've got enough depth in every position in our squad to challenge on both fronts.
Centre backs as well. Our defence in general, really. We've only got one left back.
Yeah, I was watching.
We've only got one right back, really, and then
that's what I mean. The full back positions are where we're weakest.
And
every
the
other
centre back.
position,
I mean, we've got 4 centre backs, but 3 of them are injured.
Well, but they're back soon.
Yeah.
I was watching one of the fellow West Ham guys on YouTube, the West Ham fan TV feed guys, post-match pint, and they made a really good point. Like, we've played a lot of football this year since June, and we've had injuries. Probably nearly every player in the team has had an injury, but we've ticked over. Like, in that really hard period where we had the 5 draws, like, it just shows the depth in the team. Them boys that stepped out for them 5 games, they ticked us over. We didn't lose.
No.
We lost one game.
I think the rest that your Lanzinis and your Payet's got mid-season with their injuries is maybe a good thing as well. They haven't played.
Yeah, they said that as well with the injuries. Obviously, they've had a rest as well. Like that, and that's a good point for those guys over at West Ham Fan TV. Yeah, totally agree. Right, guys. So let's move on. Obviously, we've talked about top 4. We've talked about FA Cup. Our next step in the FA Cup is United. Now, 3, 4, 5 years ago, we get United in the cup. We're going. It was a good run. We're out.
Yeah.
We're in it, and we've drawn Man United so many times in Carling Cup, FA Cup, and they've always sort of ended it. We've had a few lovely days out where Paolo scored and Johnny Spector got the 2 goals in the Carling Cup, and Do you remember the one Joe Cole's return debut? Was 2-2.
Yep.
And Van Persie scored in the last minute. Again,
Yeah.
that was so close. But they are a real thorn in our side in the FA Cup. But what do you think, guys? I think full strength team, starting with Sacco on Saturday, we tuck them in 2-0, 2-3-0.
I think certainly we can win. I take a draw straight away. You know, we've drawn Liverpool away this year, or it took a replay, but we beat them.
There's no matter.
No matter.
As Matter got suspended the weekend. That's probably their best player that they had left as well.
I'm not as confident as I was when the draw was made. Could have certainly picked up, minus the West Brom game at the weekend. They've certainly picked up results, United.
You don't know what United team's turning up either.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if they're in their mind now, if they're thinking, right, we can still make a push for the title here, then you don't know what sort of team they'll put out.
The pundits and like Charlie Nicholson and all them are saying that their priority now really is top 4 and Europa League. Because Europa League, obviously, what they
win it,
2 rounds away from the final, win
the Champions League.
FA Cup is really not a priority for them at all. And pending, I think Lee said it at the West Ham game, the Spurs game, pending on the Liverpool Man United result, they will want to be playing for the game. Like if it's out of sight, they might play a strong team. If it's not out of sight, they're going to play a weak team against us, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't fear them going there in the slightest, as we would have done, and it just evokes memories of that great day with Di Canio.
Oh, definitely.
And again, we'll have 9,000 fans going up on Sunday.
Let's hope it doesn't evoke memories of the year after.
Yeah.
When we lost 6-2. Or 6-1, was it?
6-0.
Oh, 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
God.
Terrible
Awful.
day.
Awful.
But, it's quarter-final. Let's go there, have a go.
We did well up there as well. We did well up there this year.
We should have beat them in the league.
We should have beat them, yeah.
Zarate had a great chance, if I recall. In fact, their fans were booing them midway through the first half, how negative they were playing. So
second half, we absolutely bossed it. And the year before, actually, when we had that goal that was disallowed by Nolan.
Yeah.
Should have won that game. But, yeah, so we ain't got a bad little record up there. Just off the point, sorry guys, if you are expecting a preview from myself this week, the podcast is working as a preview because the big games like your Spurs, Man United, we're going to all talk together if you are expecting my preview.
So with that in mind, with Mata out, who are their danger men?
To be fair, I don't really know much about that side at the moment, and that's how weird is that to say about Man United. Probably from the age of like 10, you could name their starting 11.
Well, you've got Marshall.
Marshall, yeah.
Is Lingard playing?
Lingard. Depay has been starting recently.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got a world-class goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's probably got to be like their key man, possibly on the day. Fellaini fit?
No, he's been injured as well. They've had worse injuries than us, I think. United have been horrendous. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly their defence is there to be had.
Yeah.
The last couple of games, I think Michael Carrick's played centre-half as well recently.
Yeah.
In terms of danger, man, you probably got to say Martial, haven't you? I think.
Yeah, that Redford.
In terms of who's fit,
I'm guessing Depay will probably play as well.
Oh yeah.
Jesse Lingard, as you said, has had a good season.
Yeah, they've got a few pace demons out there, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's probably what their main threat is, pace.
Yeah.
Well, but then we've got Cresswell's full of pace. Centre half's
quite quick.
What pace? Yeah. Just on that, then, guys, a question we've had from Stacey290. I'm not going to list all the numbers. She says, who do you think will play right back and centre back against United?
I would, if Winston Reid is fit, which I've heard he is, I'd put him in instead of Oxford and go 3 at the back. Seems to have worked last couple of games. I'd stick with that with Chiarte, Reid, and Ogbonna.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, I think.
Why fix something that isn't broken?
Yeah,
very true. Yeah, they seem to know that formation, and it's good to have different formations in the book because you can adapt different formations, and it is good to have a manager that can do that. Because Sam, it's just you set up. Sam Allardyce, obviously, it was you set up like this. That's all I know. Oh well, it didn't work. Fuck it.
I think it's worth flagging at this time as well that we were probably the only channel that spoke about going to a 3 at the back before the Tottenham match.
Yeah,
I think we completely discounted it happening.
But for the Spurs game.
And we said about Chiarte.
Yeah,
I think we completely agreed they won't happen.
Yeah. Well, it's nice he proved us all wrong.
Yeah.
But
it's nice, and he did a very good job at centre half as well.
Fantastic job.
Fit in at centre half.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the little Tottenham recap, I thought he was. I gave him man of the match for the Tottenham game, Chiarte. I thought he was fantastic.
Definitely.
We do miss him in midfield, actually, though.
Yeah,
the only thing I'd say.
bit of energy.
I mean, Obiang, he had a bit of a quieter game against Everton, but he was superb against Tottenham. Absolutely outstanding.
I like him.
I'm a big fan of Obiang.
I like him. But there's not, you know, some seasons you can, like, definitely in my lifetime, you can pick a player, go, he's absolute crap, we need to get rid of him. Apart from Jenkinson, who do you pick out? That's another question from Stacey, actually, who says, which players do you think will leave in the summer? It's actually hard call this time, isn't it? Like,
I think Joey O'Brien will go.
Yeah, Joey will go. I can still see him trying to get rid of Carroll. Whether
Or
anyone will
Valencia.
come in from or not, I don't know.
I would sell Valencia. I would sell Valencia. If you get that Bastiai, apparently there's rumours that he signed a new contract now. But if we can
He
get
signed
him
a new contract already.
to boost up the price, possibly, yeah.
That's nothing new. He signed a contract already, and like as you say, they were saying it's just to boost his price up. But
Obviously, Jenkinson will be gone. You assume Moses will be gone. So yeah, that's who we think.
Maybe Alex Song won't get his loan
Alex, yeah.
extended.
I think he probably will. I think they probably will extend that because I don't think we're paying him a full wage. I think
give
Barcelona
him a
are
full
subsidising it.
pre-season. Give him a full pre-season next year, and then see how he starts.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not paying his full wage, if we're only paying him something like 40 grand a week, I'd say it's worth keeping him.
Yeah, he
think
just
he's on
seems
a
like one of
free.
the players that can only come in
Wow,
a
yeah.
team, though.
No, it'll be at the end of the loan. He'll be out of contract, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of next year, so I can see him keeping him anyway. His kids are in the academy. He seems settled. So I think, and he's when you get Song, Pai, and Lanzini playing together, I do think they can look incredible. They can look fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, right, guys. Obviously, what we've been doing the last few weeks, obviously the last season at Upton Park. Lee come up with this topic this week: best and worst cup games that we've seen at Upton Park, guys. Obviously, we all discussed the Tottenham game that we lost.
That's probably the one you go back to. We seem to talk about it every
It's
week.
probably one of my earliest cup
Yeah.
atmospheres where I could really take the atmosphere in as a kid. Yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, we talk about the Villa game a lot as well.
yeah,
actually,
that's definitely one.
So it's a bad one. A couple of London lost to Arsenal in penalties.
Yeah,
And also remember John Terry scoring a last-minute winner in a cup
I
replay.
remember that.
I was working at West Ham that night.
I do remember that.
It
I was sitting next to your dad that night, I believe.
It wasn't good. Actually, a lot easier to speak about the hard times than the good games.
Yeah,
When losing a quarter-final to Everton in the League Cup as well.
Yeah, last year, amazing, wasn't it? Adrian took his gloves off, banged
That's
it in.
one for the good side.
Yeah,
But United, obviously the 4-0.
yeah.
Another one we've spoken about before.
That was incredible, yeah. Obviously, the Man United 2-2 a couple of years ago. Joe Cole's return. Joe Cole, man of the match. Great to see Joey back, wasn't it? During that period.
Yeah, I think Ginge scored 2 goals that night as well. So
I'm trying to think. It's very hard, actually, to remember because we do actually get quite a lot of away ties. We don't actually get a lot of home ties, do we? Like, again, Lee says it every week, our memories are obviously only from about early 90s to now. So what are your ones, guys? What's your best and worst? What about goals? What about goals in the FA Cup? Like, goals that we've scored in the FA Cup. Can you think of any, like, real wonder goals?
Actually, oddly, Yelovic's this year.
Yeah, that was
Against
against Wolves, yeah.
It was a cracking finish.
Yeah.
Probably the only thing he did for us. We scored at Newcastle, didn't he? But that was, yeah.
Yeah. I remember it wasn't at Upton Park, but the Middlesbrough semi-final in 2006, Harewood, I think Dean Ashton Flick was it, and then Harewood banged it in, like, cracking goal that was. FA Cup final, Konchesky didn't mean it, but
Yeah.
what a cracking that was.
Did we mention? Sorry, lads, I zoned out. Have we mentioned Man United?
Yeah,
the 4-0, yeah.
4-0, mate, yeah.
I remember Vaz Tay scored a really good free kick against Cheltenham, I think it was.
Yes, we were all there, weren't we? And
in the League Cup last season.
In front of us went, if he goes in,
That's
I'm going
right.
home.
I remember that. Yeah.
He went, if it goes in, I'm going home. I remember that one.
And it went in. We said to him, "Yeah, go on in, mate."
I actually remember, it's not a classic game, but I just remember, just because it was such a poignant moment in time, Joe Cole's debut against Swansea,
Mm.
FA Cup game. I remember that one. I think Julian Dick's return actually
Yeah, that was his
game as
return.
well, and he scored in that game. So it's one of them just memories, you know, like I see Joe's debut and see Julian. I think that was his last ever goal actually as well, Julian's.
And the year we had Tevez, he played against Brighton. He didn't score, but that was the start of his appearances in the team.
Yeah.
We won 3-0.
Mm.
And he played, and obviously was fantastic, but didn't score. And then from then on, he sort of went on leaps and bounds.
Yeah. On that, guys, obviously, let's move on to the news that come out today about the ticket prices being capped for away games. Obviously, not totally fully West Ham related, but great news for me. Great news, especially for you, Lee, who goes numerous away games every year.
Yeah, I mean, some of the prices are disgusting, frankly. For I mean, Everton this weekend, it was 40-odd quid, and you couldn't even see the whole pitch. It's great news. Brilliant news.
It's great to see. I think all ticket prices should be capped. For like ticket prices in general are outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I mean, like when I came over for Tottenham last week, you know, that ticket, it was a band free seat and it cost 70 quid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For a band free ticket. It's unbelievable,
Ridiculous.
you know. And
the club are taking the piss this year, actually, because it's the last season.
All of that joining the list for the Olympic Stadium. That's all crap. They should be paying back the people that didn't manage to get a ticket or don't get an appointment at least.
Well,
they've made a £200,000 profit on that.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's so much money they've made, right? And they're still doing it because now they've said that the tickets for the last 3 games, the last 3 home games, are going to a ballot for
which is ridiculous.
members.
What about all those people that started their membership back in August?
See, that's the thing. Like you say, so someone who ain't got a season ticket, but they might have been going for the last 20 years. They don't buy a season ticket because they can't go to every game. But say they go to after games, they've been members, like you say they've been members for years and years. And then now someone could come along, say, all right, I'm signing up today to be a member. They could get a ticket, and the guy who's been coming for 10 years can't get one.
Yeah.
What sort of sense does that make?
And someone was doing the maths with it. Say you joined to be a member now, £40 to be a member. Ticket for the last ever game is going to cost you in the region of 75 quid.
Yeah.
So you're paying ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous. Yes, that last game of the season, everyone wants to be there, but no, you shouldn't be, excuse the word, raping the fans.
No.
It's that they've done the move really well. I think it's been really professionally done, but this is the worst thing about it, what they've announced. Everything else has been done with a bit of class. It's all gone really well, but this is not on, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It literally should be like those general sale tickets. Don't even send them online.
Free for all.
Go and queue up.
Yeah, that's how it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, and it's
you have to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
If you really want that last ever game, you will go and queue up.
Yep.
And then the real fans, the one that get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to queue up. Not all this. Oh, they've already been sold underhand. Like, oh, there's a ballot, but we already know they're sold.
Well, I kind of know what you're saying, but then for fans like me who don't live in London anymore, that means I wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But you got a bond, so.
Yes, but I'm just saying, if I thankfully, you know, I've got that. I've got that option. Yeah. But if I didn't, you know, that was for me. But I think
I'm a season ticket holder. I'm guaranteed my ticket. But yeah,
I think they should have done it more on like a point system, like the away tickets. Do you know what I mean? You know, whoever's
if you're an academy member and you've gone, I don't know, 5 games this year.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more entitlement.
You should have priority over people that have literally just bought a membership, but then they wouldn't be making them extra 40 quid, would they? Because no one would buy a new membership.
It's Liverpool, their point system. They do it on so if you went to a midweek game at Stoke, you get 10 points, rather than if you went to a 3 o'clock kickoff for Everton, you get a point because it's easier to get to. So they do it like that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Each club does it differently. It sounds quite complicated to me, but it's disappointing. As I said, it's the worst thing about the move so far.
That's something we haven't actually really spoke about, is the move. Maybe that's something to talk about next week. We'll talk a bit more about the stadium.
And add that to the topic actually.
Yeah. Big excitement with the announcement of a West Ham coffee shop today. I was a big coffee drinker, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I heard? I don't know if you've heard this. I heard it actually. It was talking in the pub when I was over for Tottenham. Apparently, you know the big digital wrap.
It's gone.
It's not happening. The digital wrap is meant to be around the stadium. Apparently, apparently they've figured out that it would be too heavy and the stadium can't support it. So
Really?
that was good marketing, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently the planning permission was approved and everything, and then they decided, oh, actually, we can't do that. So
What do we think of the 60,000 then? Obviously, David Gold said that probably will happen now.
it was always going to happen at some point anyway.
It's great news for the club that we can do that straight away.
I have fears about 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, and people start dropping off. I mean, it's linked to success, isn't it? If we're successful, then they won't. If we're not, then
it's when the
what's going to
novel
happen?
dies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we can hold the atmosphere as well? Like, obviously, I know we're going to talk about it next week, but that's a question I'd like to just put to you guys. Like,
It was good when I went for the rugby. Different sport, granted, but it was good atmosphere.
I think the West Ham fans are different fans to these. Again, I've got nothing against Arsenal fans, but Arsenal were going through this stage of success. So when they moved, it was like, oh, we don't need to sing, we just win all the time anyway. I think West Ham were a totally
Do you
different
know
set
what,
of
though,
fans.
right? Controversial
They said,
opinion.
look at City now. Look at City now. They're struggling to fill, aren't they?
Like, it might be a controversial opinion. This season's different because it's the last season. Everyone's up for it. It's emotional. Obviously, we've been doing the best we've ever done as well, which helps. But the last few years, not just Sam either, before Sam, I think the atmosphere over Upton Park has been terrible. Really, since they moved the pitch over and then you've got that gap with the East Stand, really, I think the atmosphere has been appalling. Compared
I don't think it's been
to
that
what
good this season, actually.
Well,
I think our fans, again, guys, I know you West Ham fans that are watching this, listen, we're the most passionate guys out there. I think our fans are very, very fickle. I know a lot of older West Ham fans, like I'm talking your 50, 60 region, and they said there was an era when, like, say Trevor Booking would give the ball away, but don't worry, mate, go on, carry on. I think the fans nowadays are so quick to get on the players' back. I'm guilty of it myself. I think that's the difference there. There's that expectation so high now.
Talking of getting on the players' backs or not so, something that came to my mind at the Everton game, I'm just going to throw this out there. At the end of the game, Payet's name was being sang loud. What do the other players think of that? Because they weren't singing Bubbles, they were Adrian had saved the penalty, and it weren't till Coyote sort of pointed him out that people started responding to that. Fantastic what he's been doing, but they're team efforts. And I'm just getting a bit frustrated personally that it's all about Payet. All about Payet.
It's just he's got a catchy song, isn't it? That's
it is a catchy song.
That, and he did score the last minute winner, didn't he? And I'm first to say he did not play well when I don't think particularly he's played well for about 3 or 4 games.
What do you think it does to the other players?
See, I think the other players, they're not stupid. They know he's our best player. You know, like we used to sing about Christian Daly every week. Do you know what I mean? So what?
What about the Paolo era? Paolo
Yeah.
Canio was sung religiously.
Do you know what? I think that's probably worse because Paolo still gets sung, not so much this season, but Paolo still gets sung now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if it really. I suppose the other players probably do get jealous. It's human nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think they understand. You know, we need to come up with good songs for them. That's what it is.
Let's put that out for you, Lee. Like, your task is to think of a song for Lanzini.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice, easy name to rhyme. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even think of it on top of my head. Right, a few fan questions, guys, this week. Obviously, I've done Stacey's ones. One of our big followers, Jirafi Sacco's son. Hello, Jeffrey. How's your dad? Thoughts on Reece Burke's performances against Bradford, guys? Obviously, I've mentioned him a couple of times. I know
He scored last night actually, so good timing.
Well,
and they've been praising him through the roof. Bradford fans. I have a fear that we've got too many centre halves who are at peak age, and it's going to be very hard to break into our side. So he may spend a few more seasons out on loan. Whether he's willing to accept that or not, I don't know.
yeah,
he's been doing very well, as is Josh Cullen by all accounts.
You got to think though, Ginge. What has Ginge got left? I reckon 2 years max. Ginge. So if he can sort of hang around for 2 years, he might be fitting it in then. But then it all depends. Like if we go out again and start trying to buy it like Man City, we might stop giving youth a chance. It gets to that point where success is so important that you don't give your youth. You're scared to play youth.
That would be a shame.
It will be a shame because it seems like Slav's a good manager who likes doing that, but he may be under pressure to deliver quickly.
Yeah, that would all come down to obviously if we spoke about it last week, but if we do get taken over, where who the investors are and what sort of input they want in the club and all the rest of it, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it would be a shame, you know. Everyone wants to see the youth players given a chance and do well.
Yeah, definitely. Next question, same guy. This good one for Paul actually. How good can Lanzini be?
How good he can be. Honestly, like I've said before, Lanzini is probably my favourite player at the minute. He can be the best player we've ever had. I honestly believe he's that good. I think he's fantastic. His work rate, he's got everything. He's got work rate, he's tireless, he's not afraid to get back and help out defensively, and he can put a tackle in.
Yeah.
His passing is phenomenal. His pass percentage is incredible. It's always like probably one of the best.
He's fantastic as well.
He's got skill on the ball. He can shoot from distance. Honestly, I think he's got it all. I really do. I think he's got it all, and I think, yeah, Payet is getting all the plaudits now. He's easily our best player, but I'm telling you, the next couple of years, it's going to be Lanzini.
Yeah, and he's only 22 as well.
Exactly,
Isn't he?
he's so young. The next couple of years, it'll be Lanzini. I think he'll go right to the top.
He'll be the real gem in the team.
Yeah.
He, I agree. Does tremendous work rate, skillful, scores goals. More do you want?
And I know you said it, Lee, early on in the season. Like, you just love the fact that he's like boom in the tackle. Like, it's very rare that a flair player has got that intensity. Like, you think of the Liverpool game, like he was just on Lovren, boom, and then we scored that goal, didn't we? When we beat them 3-0, 3-1, whatever it was. It's because of his intensity and work rate.
I think he's a very intelligent player as well. I think he's got a very good brain.
He lets Payet play as well.
He's got that Argentinian sort of bulldog style about him.
Shame Zarate went actually, because I liked him and Zarate's little link ups.
And good to see Payet and Lanzini seem to get on off the pitch as well.
Yeah, well, the camaraderie around the club just seems amazing at the minute.
Yeah,
it really does seem amazing. Yeah. Another one for Paul. I don't know much about this myself.
It was news to me.
Yeah. Thoughts on Shamrock Rovers as our feeder club?
Again,
regular over at Shamrock.
Yeah, over there all the time. Yeah, no, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know anything about Shamrock Rovers. I don't follow the football over here. I went to the Irish Cup final a couple of years ago. That was entertaining.
Sadly, wasn't Shamrock Rovers.
It wasn't Shamrock Rovers, no. Yeah. So, I mean, as a feeder club, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Why I don't? If setting up one of the partnerships to send our players over to get experience, match experience.
Yeah, but not actually for taking players.
As a feeder
we've got one of them in Belgium, haven't we? Westerlo.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, I mean, setting up.
We used to have one in Australia, didn't we? Because that's where like Richard Garcia and people like that came from during that sort of mid-90s period.
So no, I mean, I can't say anything about it really because I don't know anything about the club. Sorry, Shamrock Rovers fans. I can't really, as a feeder club, I can't see it being particularly beneficial to West Ham. Somewhere to send a youth team. Obviously, it's not that far away. You know, I can see that being maybe beneficial.
I'd add that I'm going to say the same phrase as I said earlier. It's not fixed. Don't try and mend it, because our transfers over the last couple of seasons have been fantastic. We give or take one.
Whoever our scouts have, whoever the scouts are that are in place at the moment are fantastic. Yeah. Just one more, boys. I just remember something because I read it on one of the West Ham blogs today. Frank McAvenny. Obviously, we don't know about the 1986 season. We weren't there, but as a fan, do you think this could possibly surpass that season? Obviously, we wasn't there. We don't know about it. Obviously, it must have been an amazing season. Have we got the potential to surpass that this year?
I think
it's the best West Ham team since that era.
I think yes, the answer to that. I think if we finish fourth this year, it will be a bigger achievement than them finish third that year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Is it the best team you've seen in your West Ham lifetime?
The Harry Redknapp side should have had more success than it did, but I think this is a better team.
Probably that team had better individual players. This is a better team.
Yeah, well, there's more depth on it. I think maybe in the Harry era there was a good 11, but can you name many players that were on the bench during that era? No.
Mm.
Like the Pardew team that got to the FA Cup final, I think that was more a case of they was riding high from the playoff and they played above themselves for that 1 year.
Yeah.
And then he sort of got found out. I like Pardew as a manager, but I think the bad eggs come out, didn't they? Your real cokers.
And it's the same thing. If you look at the team from that year, really, were there any real top quality players like Dino? But you know, your likes are like, I'm talking about the Pardew team. You know, like the likes of like Konchesky and even
just playing above themselves, weren't they? Really?
Not they weren't like star players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like your Mr. Champions League Lionel Scalonis and people like that. Mullins, Carl Fletcher from Sky's Dream Team. Like, yeah, it's the depth now as well. Like, I think I've said it in my reviews recently. You look at our bench now and you see Alexon, Carroll, Moses. Like, you think, wow, there is options there now. Like, back then, we might bring on Titty Camera. We might bring on Emery Camera. It's totally different now. It's totally different now.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so that's all the question, guys. Like, really good video again. Guys, massive thank you from all of us. We'd all like to thank you. Like, we've boomed since the change of name. Obviously, those who have been watching from the beginning, we was known as the LTF Sports. Didn't work out under that name. We changed to the Free Hammers, went exclusively to West Ham. And we've boomed. We've got 108 subscribers. We hit the 100 mark on Sunday night. And I did promise that I will run a competition. And guys, I keep my promise. I've not got it on me now. I have gone and bought it out. You know the Premier League footballs they use this season, the red, yellow, orange. We're going to give one of those away, guys. To get it, you have to like this video. You have to leave a comment of any kind. It could just be as simple as come on you irons or whatever. You need to share this video on either Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want. Retweet the link when it goes out. So when it goes out, podcast, retweet that link, and obviously try and subscribe if you don't subscribe. You've got to the 15th. I'm going to do it to 15th of March, and then we'll announce the winner on the next podcast, which will be obviously that day, 15th of March. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Obviously,
thank you very much for
to hit that milestone is amazing. And now, obviously, the quality can get better and better. We can change our taglines and things like that. We're trying so hard. Everything's getting good reviews. Like, we're dropping highlights in videos now. Like, if you look right back to when I first did my review or preview, I think it was the Mark Noble video. It's awful. It's awful, guys. I'll probably do one of those reaction videos. You know what, like KSI does, where it's like, let's react to old videos. And I'll be sitting there cringing. But now, like, the quality is brilliant. The Tottenham vlog and the podcast, I think we've really boomed as a channel, guys, and we really thank you. We're trying so hard to put that out for you.
Yeah,
so
we want to keep going as well. You know, we want to keep doing new things like we've mentioned before. We've got a couple of things in the pipeline that will probably come on more next season. There's more things we want to do over the summer, obviously, when the Premiership breaks. We've got the Euros, so yeah, we'll get a few things in there. We've got a few plans for next season, so we're thinking ahead already. You know, we want to keep it fresh, keep it interesting for you guys.
Let us know what you want to see.
Yeah.
Let us know what you want to see. Obviously, I know the podcast is really enjoyed by you guys, and we love doing it. We do love doing it.
Yeah, and as I mentioned as well in the Tottenham video, I will be looking into very early this week, so the next couple of days. It's late this week now, isn't it? I don't even know what day it is. But yeah, in the next couple of days, I'll be looking into getting the podcast on iTunes as well. So that'll be an option as well for people. So yeah.
Yeah. If you like our stuff, guys, put it out there. Obviously, as soon as the subscribers go up, obviously, we get out there more. We can make the shows better for you.
And when you comment, give us your predictions for Sunday, the FA Cup. By the way, what's your team's predictions?
Yeah, team's predictions, line up, whatever you think.
Our predictions. We didn't do that, did we? I predict. I think it'll be tight. Actually, I have to predict we win because I always do. I think 1-0 West Ham.
2-1. 2-1 West Ham. Goals from Diafraseco.
2-2, and we'll beat them in a replay.
Take any of them three, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Should we have a prediction on our finish as well, just to win the video? So,
I think
FA Cup prediction and league position.
I think we'll win the FA Cup.
Ooh.
And I think from that we'll tail off in the league and end up finishing, I don't know, 7th.
I think we'll finish 5th.
Yeah, I think we'll finish 5th, about 2 points off Champions League, and I think we'll lose in the FA Cup semi-final. I think.
Well, and on that happy note, we'll end.
yeah. Guys, thanks again. I'm sure Paul will leave details on the competition if you didn't manage to catch it in the video on how to enter. The winner is announced on the 15th of March. Thank you so much, guys.
Good luck.
Keep believing. Come on, you irons. Let's go.
Cheers.